Are you better than Golf.ai? I stuck 250 questions into Golf.ai and I only got 10 wrong. So are you better than Golf.ai? I'm only going to give you 10 questions to see if you're better than Golf.ai. It got 9 right. So let's go. First question. David hits his ball from the fairway towards the out of bounds fence. So he drops another ball and hits it towards the green. The original ball was now found inbounds near the fence. It is not the ball in play, true or false? So the answer is true. David didn't announce that it was a provisional ball, and therefore it is the ball in play, and the original ball, even though it was found inbounds, is no longer the ball in play. Question 2. Two players, after playing the 14th hole, decide to jump ahead and play holes 17 and 18, and then come back to play holes 15 and 16. There is no penalty for doing this. That is false. So they've played the course out of order, a different order from what the committee has set, and therefore they would be disqualified. Disqualified because they played outside the teeing area of the 15th hole and then didn't correct the error before teeing off on their next hole. Question 3. In repairing an old hole plug, the player presses down several spike marks on the green near the hole plug. The player gets a penalty. And the answer is false. Since 2019, spike marks on the green can be repaired. And obviously an old hole plug can be repaired as well. Question 4. Player is allowed to drop in a no-play zone when taking penalty relief. The answer is true. You're not allowed to play from a no-play zone, but you are allowed to drop your ball in a no-play zone when taking penalty relief. So say you're taking back on the line, you're taking lateral relief, you drop it in the no-play zone, and then you'd have to take further relief from that no-play zone, whether it's free relief because it's an abnormal course condition or it's penalty relief because it's inside a penalty area. Question 5. A player leans on their club whilst waiting for others to play, and the club shaft splits in half. The player is not allowed to replace their club, but they may continue to use it. And the answer is false. They leaned on their club just whilst waiting for others to play. This wouldn't be seen as abuse of that club, and therefore they are allowed to replace that club as well as continue to use it. Question 6. Before a player's ball is marked and lifted, it is at rest on the putting green. As the player approaches the ball moves for no apparent reason to another spot. The ball must be replaced. And the answer is false. The ball didn't own that spot yet as it had not been lifted and replaced. The fact that it was moved by wind, water, or gravity, it has now moved to a different spot and you play it from that new spot. Question 7. If a player starts the round with 14 clubs and loses a club during the round, they may add one club to their total. And the answer is false. If you lose a club, that's on you, that's your bad luck. You're not allowed to replace that club. If you'd started the round with 13 clubs, then you could add another club, but it wouldn't be a replacement for the lost club. Question 8. A player's ball lies on a bridge above a penalty area. The player is not allowed free relief from the bridge. And the answer is true. If your ball is inside a penalty area, you're not allowed free relief from an immovable obstruction. So the bridge is above the penalty area. The penalty area extends upwards and downwards. So the ball is inside the penalty area, and if you've got interference from an immovable obstruction, as I said, no free relief. Question 9. In the general area, a sprinkler head lies 10 feet from a player's ball on their line of play. They are allowed relief for interference under the rules. And the answer is false. That wouldn't be considered interference under the rules. There is no interference for line of play from an immovable obstruction other than on the green. In this situation, it was stated that the ball was in the general area. Now, there is a local rule that a club can adopt or a competition can adopt. but it has to be within 2 club lengths of the immovable obstruction, and the immovable obstruction has to be within 2 club lengths of the green. This says that it was 10 feet away, so that's outside of 2 club lengths anyway, so no free relief. So no free relief even if the local rule was adopted, which it wasn't. Question 10. When dropping a ball in the relief area under a rule, the player must let go of the ball from a location at knee height so the ball does not touch any part of the player's body or equipment before it hits the ground. And the answer is true. You've got to drop it from knee height, and if it hits the body or equipment before it hits the ground, it needs to be re-dropped. If it hits the ground in the relief area and then hits the body or equipment accidentally and then comes to rest in the relief area, it is within the relief area and is in play, and you play it as it lies. Hope you did really well with that and got at least 9, possibly 10. If you didn't do too well, jump onto Golf.Ai, help it to help you learn the rules of golf and be a better golfer for it.